What's up, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of Stocks to Watch. And as the headline suggests, can the markets make a fresh all time high? In all probabilities, yes, because the strength has been amazing. In my last video, I was talking about that bears could be around the corner, but after what happened on Friday, we got a lot of bears being destroyed, lots of stocks which are showing weakness bounced back into the green, and that gives you more comfort that the market is not yet ready to surrender to the bears. So again, we are at a very crucial junction, but I think the bulls are in full complete control, and we're again going to have a very bullish action on Monday. That's my expectation, as at least as far as the stocks are setting up. And we've got very new sectors right now which are going to be in focus. So let's quickly start off the session. And before that, let us quickly discuss the performance of the watch list and what the stocks did based on our watch list on Thursday that I shared for the Friday's trading session. So let's quickly go to the 16th June watch list and let's try to understand what happened. So Masdaq again moving up 12%, more than 12%, and a very nice, wonderful move over there. Karur Vaisa again, expectation of this is too extended now, but did really well. Hathaway again, we were discussing that this is going to be an expansion day, probably for Hathaway, and exactly that's how it planned out. Same is going to be with SBI Life, Delta Corp, Lakshmi Machinery, even Rajesh Exports. So Rajesh Exports, I'll just show it to you. It was so interesting to see Rajesh Exports. So if you look at the chart over here, this stock was up 10%, right? So right here, the stock was up about. At one point, it was up 10% from the highs, and that was fantastic action by Rajesh Exports. And similar action we've seen in almost all the stocks, right? And Lal Path Labs is one stock that we have a position on, and we're going to be carrying it overnight. But apart from that, I think all the other stocks also did really well. We did not trade a lot on Friday because we were not looking to really carry forward the positions. But the way the markets closed, I think there was fantastic action, and I really liked the way the markets gave closing, even mid caps, large caps, and Nifty was up 100, 120 points, and that showed the resilience in large cap stocks like HDFC, Bajaj Twins. We also saw Bank of Baroda, some banks also do really well. So overall, the market breadth is setting up really nicely, and I think this is going to continue in the future. So let's quickly go and check out the watch list for this particular day, which is uh, tomorrow on Monday on 19th June. So let's see what are the stocks that we're going to be watching out for. Right. So before that, I'll just quickly tell you that there are a few themes that I am definitely going to be focusing on. One is going to be specialty chemicals, lots of capex happening, so that is going to be one overall sector that's going to be on my watch list. The other is going to be healthcare, but not exactly healthcare. I'm going to be focusing on diagnostic centers. So Lal Path Labs, Metropolis, I think both of them, even Thyrocare, all three are setting up really nicely. So keep a watch out on that. Apart from that, I also saw insurance companies do really well. So I think insurance companies could continue this. So we saw HDFC Life, SBI Life do really well on Friday, but on Monday, I think NIACL, Jikri, Policy Bazaar, all of these stocks could do really well. One more small industry that's doing really well, and I expect based on the charts that I was screening, I think brewery stocks, UBL, United, Breweries, and even McDowell's. I think these stocks could do really well. So UBL and McDowell's, both of them can do really well. So that is another theme that I'm going to be watching out for. And I have also seen pockets of restaurant companies. So RBA and I think there's going to be Barbecue Nation. Both of them are setting up really nicely. So let's quickly have a look at all of these stocks and see which ones are we going to be watching out for. So Midhani is one stock that I'll be watching out for. Now the action happened yesterday, but the entire base over here, which it's kind of creating, I think that's going to be very powerful based on what we're looking at. So if you look at the bigger picture of the stock, right? So the stock has nicely curled back up towards the highs, and if this starts to if this starts getting taken out, I think we're going to have massive action over here. So Midhani is something that I'll be watching out for. Next one is Nitin Spinners. Now this stock is again not something that I would recommend you to trade or watch out, but since the textile theme is really strong, I think in the next 1 or 2 days or in the next coming week, this stock is going to be really interesting to watch. Primarily because of the strength that it is showcasing right now, and the other reason has to be the overall textile sector. So both of them, Midhani and Nitin Spinners, both need some time. Midhani could probably give you an entry tomorrow as well on an intraday basis or for a BTST. Nitin spinners will take time. Now, Triveni Turbine, we have a current position in this. That's a disclaimer. So we're already long on Triveni Turbine, and this stock also could do wonderfully well. This has created a nice little base, and we're expecting this to, start skyrocketing from tomorrow. So Triveni Turbine is definitely something on my radar, and also, sugar processing and engineering stocks were doing well. So I mean. I have good, expectations from Triveni Turbine. The other stock is Grindwell Norton. Again, similar structure, creating a nice little base, expanding on Friday, and I think there could be a second day play or a continuation happening on Monday. So that is definitely something to look out for. Next up is NIACL. So I told you insurance companies are doing really well, and the base, the contraction. So you guys, if you follow me for a decent amount of time, you know that we've been tracking this stock for a long time. Although we took a trade, I think somewhere here and got out in somewhere around these regions, but that was not the idea that we were trying to play out. I want to play an expansion of this range, and I think that could be coming because all the other insurance companies are also lining up perfectly. So NIACL is definitely something going to be on your watch list. And I'll add another stock, Jikri, which is just moves exactly like NIACL. So even if I open up the chart of Jikri, so you see that Jikri is already starting to play out. So we got out over here when our trade was taken, and I think Jikri is also ready to move. So both of these stocks will definitely be on my radar. Next up is Metropolis. So I told you Lal Path Labs, you're already having a position, and I expect Metropolis to also do really well, same sector. And if you look at the overall structure, nice absorption of supply is happening. So definitely it's going to be on my radar. Next up is Restaurant Brands RBA. So what we've seen is that high volume action over here, and then compression of this range, and now this is where I'm expecting an expansion to happen, maybe tomorrow or maybe day after. So RBA should definitely be on your watch list. And if I show you another stock which is from the same sector, which is Barbecue Nation, this stock is also setting up in a similar way, right? So you can clearly see stock setting up nicely over here, nice contraction, nice U-shaped range, and now it's creating a base which is ready to break out. So Barbecue Nation again from the same industry, so definitely going to be watching out for this. Now MTAR Tech is defense name. So defense stocks have done well on Friday. So you saw HAL, you saw BEL reaching fresh all-time highs. So MTAR Tech is another stock that I'll be watching out for. It is not ready yet. It might take some time, but I think this should be on your radar. And apart from this, from the same sector, Data Patterns India, uh, both of them are setting up really nicely. So Data Pattern India gave an all-time high break over here. So the range is taken out nicely, and now I think there could be a continuation. However, this is a little stretched for me, so I will not recommend you to directly trade this. But based on your trading plan, based on your systems that you use to trade, I think this is going to be something worth looking at. Another defense name is going to be Paras. Paras Defense. Again, same story, similar structure over here, right? So the stock, after a big gap up, creating a base and then ready to move out of this range. So this is going to be like a complete reversal for Paras Defense, because the stock has been into this range for a long period of time. I think since January 2023, start of the year, and now it's ready to move. So again, this is kind of a risky name, but I think this could do really well. Next up, I've got Shipping Corporation of India. Picture perfect stuff over here. Nice range contraction. The stock has had some restructuring, and post that, the stock has had decent action. So I think there's going to be continuing. So keep a watch out on this. Lal Path Labs, we are already having a position. Now, technical structure wise, this is not one of the best looking names, but we got an intraday entry in this, and hence we took it. And since Metropolis and all the other, lab diagnostic centers are doing really well and they're setting up nicely, I think there could be some explosive action in this. So keep this on your radar as well. Next up, from the brewery space, we have got United Breweries, or UBL, and again, the stock is coming out of this range. The stock has done a nice little cup base, and this is a gap that can be easily filled. So again, this is going to be on my radar, both for an intraday and swing perspective. Next up is Policy Bazaar. As I told you, insurance companies are doing really well, and I think lots of supply absorption has happened over here. So I'm going to be looking to play the break of this base, and there's lots of room for it to move on the upside. So this is going to be an interesting name to watch, both from an intraday perspective and from a swing perspective. So definitely keep this on your radar. Next up is EPL, and this is also really interesting. I mean, this is probably one of my favorite names right now. Nice little contraction happening over here, nice consolidation after a big up move, and ready to move out of the range. So I think even that sets up really well, EPL. So keep this on your radar. Hindustan Copper, I think if we've been discussing about this space for a long period of time, copper prices are very healthy right now. So Hindustan Copper from the metal pack, I think could do really well. Sumitomo Chemicals, as I said, specialty chemical companies are doing a massive, capex or expansion. And while all that catalysts and all the chit chatter on D Street is going on, the stock is creating a nice little base over here, and this is coming out of this little base over here. So I think the stock can literally, skyrocket either tomorrow itself or maybe another, pullback over here, and then it starts spiking. So that is what I'm going to be looking at in Sumitomo Chemicals. Next up, we've got CESC. This is not one of my high priority names because there is supply over here. I don't really like to trade something which has a overhead supply, but yeah, something to watch out for. Lux Industries, another interesting name. Stock has been contracting nice after a big, massive up move. The stock is doing nice little things. I think there should be a supply absorption, and then the stock could move. Another name which is not ready yet, but in the coming week, this is definitely going to explode. So keep this on your watch list. Nika, the last time I had a discussion about Nika, we took a trade, we exited around these highs. Now Nika has again closed around the same highs, and meanwhile, it has created a nice little tight base, and I think this is going to explode as well. We've seen what Paytm has done, so I think this is going to be an interesting name to track. Although this was up 5%, so for a swing, this might not be the perfect stock, but I think from an intraday perspective, you might have some action. Barbecue, we've already discussed, so I'm not going to go back to it again. If I talk about insurance companies and if I don't mention LIC, that's going to be injustice. So LIC is also making a decent, structure right now, and I think this is ready to move higher towards the 800 or the 900 levels. So just keep this on radar. I think the big fat giant in the insurance space is ready to roar back again. Delivery is another name that I would want you to keep on radar, but it's going to take another 2 or 3 days and then it's going to explode again. Another 2 to 3 days trading in the range and then it's going to explode again. So keep this on your radar. Now, M&M Finance, again, fresh all-time high break, and this is definitely suited for intraday momentum trading. I think tomorrow could be a very nice day for M&M Finance. Keep this on your radar. Bank of Baroda, not ready yet, but I'm going to be constantly keeping it on radar. I think lots of nice things can happen into the stock. Nice tap of supply multiple times, definitely on my radar. Now, there are some Adani stocks that I want to talk about. So Adani Ports, right? Discussed about Adani Ports over here, and now just look at what it's doing. It's just beautiful. It just feels that Adani Ports will have a good news very, coming in very soon, and this is going to explode. And same thing is happening with Adani Enterprises also, right? Very, very nice action, tennis ball curve, and then I think this is going to happen to Adani Enterprises. So Adani Group stocks definitely on radar. Even ACC is doing something like this, but my priority and based on the quality, I think Adani End and Adani Ports are better suited. Last two stocks for the day is one is going to be SAIL again, just like Hindustan Copper, setting up nicely, curling really nicely. Contractions done. I think this is going to explode on Monday or Tuesday, depending on whenever there is a catalyst coming in. And then we've got AU Small Finance Bank. So the reason I like AU is coming out of a big, big, big base, right? So AU is basically coming out of this entire big range, and now it's trading inside this range, right? Now, what I'm going to be looking at for this is not ready yet for me, but I think any action that happens around this area is definitely going to make it explode on the upside. And with banks doing well, I think AU could be an interesting name to watch. And Jikri, we've already discussed. I would prefer NIACL than Jikri because Jikri has already had a move, and then you've got like supply in these entire area. So I would definitely prefer NIACL. But yeah, these are the names that I'm going to be watching out for. Again, insurance, pockets of defense, pockets of brewery stocks, restaurant stocks like RBA, Barbecue Nation, textile stock like Nitin Spinners, all of them are setting up really nicely, and diagnostic centers like Metropolis and Lal Path Labs. So mixed bag over here, but I think nice little setups for the upcoming week. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you're new here, consider subscribing. If you like such content, hit the like button, drop me a comment on what are your thoughts about this watch list. I will see you in the next episode. Thank you, take care, and have a great trading week ahead. Thank you, and bye-bye.